One day, in Borneo area, born a pious young man named Bara. He's a diligent young man, son of Patalas, a scholar who was very famous in that day. In addition, he trained martial arts for many years until his ability to master religious knowledge and martial greatly improved and outstanding. Because of his talent in martial arts, his ability was far above the average of the fighters in Borneo at the time. Bara lived in the Dutch colonial era. Bara felt compelled to defend the people of Indonesia. He felt pity, looked upon the sufferings of the poor and weak. Meanwhile, the VOC or Dutch people continue in power is also a group of boss and the landlord. They all are rules wallowing in wealth. Their property including houses and fields guarded by thugs strong and fierce. Bara tried his luck to the land of Uncle Sam. He's trying to make a business of selling bakwan there. Initially, the American people are confused with what is sold by the bara. But once they tasted bara bakwan, they feel bakwan bara is food that tastes good. Bara business in the US is growing rapidly. He began recruiting from the American people. The day bakwan bara increasingly popular throughout the United States. Many people are curious to know what is bakwan. From across America came to taste bakwan bara. Bara getting famous name to Europe. After the Dutch heard about the news bakwan bara, they initially didn't know which bara. After threatening the citizens of Borneo, finally they know that bara who sell bakwan in the United States is bara in the village. Knowing that bara were not in the village, the Dutch people increasingly terrorized the citizens of Borneo. They take possessions of the residents, livestock, plantation, and others. Friends bara, that the rice and the G not remain silent. They try to do their best resistance without the presence of the bara. After several attempts counter and they always lost, they finally decided to convey the news to the bara. Heard it from his friends, bara were furious to the Dutch people who act arbitrarily like that. Bara finally decided to return to Indonesia with his fortune from selling bakwan in America. When he got in Indonesia, Bara paid the Dutch colonial government and asked them not to disturb the residents of Borneo. 1 month passed. The Dutch never bothered residents of Borneo again. Then Bara decided to return to America and resume selling business bakwan. But after knowing Bara has returned to the United States, the Dutch people began to harass and terrorize the residents of Borneo. Both friends Bara arrested so that they could not deliver the news to the bara again. They are in jail and tortured by Dutch people. Borneo citizens are becoming increasingly terrorized and ordered to perform forced labor. They were put to work all day, So a lot of people died because they were not given a chance to rest. But the Dutch forget that Bara have a father that is Patalas, and Father Bara give this news to Bara that the Dutch had broken his promise and captured both friends of Bara. Hearing this, Bara feel very upset and angry to the Dutch. Finally, Bara back to the Indonesia. Bara create a rescue strategy to save rice and ghee. Along with some of Borneo, Bara was abused prison, used as a place to confine rice and ghee. Bara managed to knock out all the guards in the prisons and managed to save rice and the ghee. After that, they made a plan of attack against the Dutch colonial in Borneo. They attacked the Dutch at night. They fight a guerrilla war and defeated all the Dutch troops who are in Borneo. Finally, Borneo back peacefully without any occupation carried out by the Dutch. Bara returned to the United States to sell bakwan and become a successful entrepreneur bakwan. Moral value that can be taken from the story is that we should be kind to each other and never despair for success. We also need to defend the weak.
The story is funny and the way of the story is easy to accept, and the display and the sound of the story remind me about the historical story. The thing that should be developed is how to use the right tenses.